Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton's love story reads like the perfect country pop ballad. Unexpected, emotional, and ultimately heartwarming. What began as a professional relationship between two music superstars on The Voice blossomed into one of Hollywood's most beloved romances. Over the years, the pair have gone from co-workers and confidants to husband and wife, blending their families, their styles, and their lives in a way few could have predicted. This is the full journey of Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, from Costars to Soulmates. It all started in 2014 when Gwen Stefani joined The Voice as a coach. At the time, she was best known for her work as the frontwoman of No Doubt and her solo pop career, while Blake Shelton was the reigning king of country music and a longtime coach on the show. Their pairing seemed more like a clash of styles than a romantic setup. Gwen was the edgy, fashion-forward pop icon from Orange County, and Blake was the charming country boy from Oklahoma. Yet fate clearly had other plans. Behind the scenes, both stars were quietly navigating personal turmoil. Gwen was married to rocker Gavin Rossdale, and Blake was in his high-profile marriage with fellow country superstar Miranda Lambert. Both relationships had been under public scrutiny for years, but few expected that they would both end within months of each other. In July 2015, Shelton announced his divorce from Lambert, and just a month later, Stefani revealed she had filed for divorce from Rossdale after nearly 13 years of marriage. When the 9th season of The Voice began filming later that year, both Gwen and Blake were healing from heartbreak. What could have been an awkward or painful environment became something unexpectedly comforting. The two found solace in each other's company. They bonded over their shared experiences, their pain, and their determination to move forward. As Blake would later admit, they started texting, talking about their divorces, and before long, those conversations became something deeper. By November 2015, rumors about their connection had begun swirling. Fans noticed their chemistry on screen. The way Gwen laughed at Blake's jokes, the way he looked at her when she wasn't paying attention. It didn't take long for the speculation to turn into confirmation. Representatives for both stars announced that they were, in fact, dating. What started as a friendship forged in heartache had blossomed into a genuine romance. Many were surprised. Gwen Stefani, the pop-punk queen, dating Blake Shelton, the country crooner? But their chemistry was undeniable, and soon their relationship became one of the most talked-about love stories in entertainment. Both seemed genuinely happy, and their differences, musically and personally, became part of what made their connection so endearing. In interviews, Gwen often described Blake as her best friend and her healing gift from God. Blake, on the other hand, never shied away from expressing his admiration for Gwen. He would often call her the most beautiful and kind-hearted person he'd ever met. Their love, both publicly and privately, seemed to flourish naturally. In 2016, the couple made their red carpet debut at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. Their affectionate gestures and relaxed demeanor made it clear that their relationship was serious. Around the same time, they began collaborating musically. Their duet Go Ahead and Break My Heart, released in May 2016, gave fans a glimpse into their love story through music. The song was raw, honest, and emotional, a reflection of two people who had both been hurt but were learning to trust again. That same year, Gwen released her album This Is What the Truth Feels Like, which was heavily inspired by her relationship with Blake. The record became her most personal to date, featuring songs about heartbreak, healing, and finding new love. Tracks like Make Me Like You were open declarations of how Blake had changed her perspective on love. By 2017, Gwen and Blake had become inseparable. She spent much of her time between Los Angeles and Oklahoma, embracing the quieter, rural lifestyle that Blake adored. Photos and social media posts showed Gwen with Blake's family, especially his mother, Dorothy, and his stepchildren, showing just how deeply she had integrated into his world. In return, Blake formed a close bond with Gwen's three sons, Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo. He often spoke about how important it was to be a role model for them, and how much he enjoyed being part of their lives. The couple's musical chemistry continued to grow alongside their relationship. In 2019, they released another duet, Nobody But You, which became a major hit. The song's heartfelt lyrics perfectly captured their journey, emphasizing that they couldn't imagine life without each other. The success of the single solidified their reputation as not just lovers, but creative partners. As their romance deepened, so did public interest. Fans eagerly speculated about an engagement, but Gwen and Blake took their time. In interviews, they both expressed a desire to let their relationship evolve naturally. They didn't want to rush anything. They had both been through painful divorces and wanted to be sure their next chapter was built to last. In October 2020, after 5 years together, Blake finally proposed. The moment took place in a chapel on Shelton's Oklahoma ranch, a chapel he had built himself, knowing one day he wanted to marry Gwen there. The couple shared the happy news on social media, posting a photo of themselves kissing with Gwen showing off her ring and the caption, "At Blake Shelton, yes please." Their engagement was met with an outpouring of love from fans and friends alike. For many, it felt like the perfect conclusion to a long journey of healing and rediscovery. Yet for Gwen and Blake, it was only the beginning of a new chapter. On July 3, 2021, the couple tied the knot in an intimate ceremony at Shelton's Oklahoma ranch. The wedding was officiated by Carson Daly, their longtime friend and The Voice host, and featured only close family and friends. Gwen wore a custom Vera Wang gown, complete with a veil embroidered with the names of her 3 sons. A touching tribute to her family. Blake, true to his roots, wore jeans and cowboy boots. The ceremony was simple, heartfelt, and perfectly them. Following their wedding, the two continued to blend their lives both personally and professionally. Gwen joined Blake on his ranch, where they enjoy gardening, cooking, and spending quiet days together with her sons. They've also continued to collaborate musically, releasing tracks like Happy Anywhere and You Make It Feel Like Christmas, both of which celebrate their love and life together. In 2022, Gwen often gushed in interviews about how much she loved her life in Oklahoma, calling it a blessing and a refreshing change from the fast-paced California scene. Blake, meanwhile, spoke about how Gwen and her boys gave his life purpose. He even admitted that being a stepfather was one of the most meaningful experiences he'd ever had. While both continue to pursue their music careers, their focus has clearly shifted toward family and enjoying the simple things in life. Gwen's children adore Blake, and the couple has managed to maintain a balance between their fame and their private life. When Gwen returned to The Voice after a short break, fans were delighted to see her and Blake together again on screen. Their playful banter, teasing, and mutual admiration reminded everyone of how their love story began. Even after years together, they still act like best friends, laughing and supporting each other both on and off the stage. By 2023, their relationship had become an enduring example of true love in Hollywood, rare, authentic, and deeply rooted in mutual respect. They've weathered career shifts, media scrutiny, and personal challenges, yet their bond only seems to grow stronger. In various interviews, both have expressed how much they've learned from each other. Gwen often credits Blake for grounding her and bringing stability into her life, while Blake says Gwen has brought joy and light back into his world. He once said that before meeting Gwen, he thought he'd never be happy again, but she proved him wrong. Their relationship stands as proof that love can bloom in the most unexpected places. From heartbreak to healing, from co-stars to life partners, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton's story continues to inspire fans everywhere. Their connection defies genres, blending the worlds of pop and country, glamour and simplicity, California sunshine and Oklahoma soil. As they move forward, their focus remains clear. Family, faith, and love. Whether they're performing duets, joking on The Voice, or tending to their garden in Oklahoma, Gwen and Blake have found the kind of partnership that feels both effortless and everlasting. Their journey is a reminder that sometimes love doesn't come when you expect it. It comes when you need it most. And for Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, that love has transformed them from two heartbroken stars into a pair of soulmates who found home in each other.